Welcome to another video by Pharaoh's Technology. Today we're going to branch out and start a new series all about Excel. And what I want to start with today is Excel ribbons and my favorite topic, the quick access toolbar, just to help make things easy to get started. Now, let's go. So when talking about the ribbons, 95% of all the work that you do will be done on the first two ribbons, literally. Your home ribbon is where you'll stay most of the time. When you need to insert graphs and other items, you'll use the insert menu. So I'm going to brush over the others really quickly so that you understand what those are. But let's examine a little bit of what's on that home ribbon for now. First off, here you can modify all the fonts in the font part of the ribbon. The alignment allows you to adjust how all of the text looks. Like, for example, this one up here allows you to take a field that has got enough height to put it in the middle or in the upper part of the cell going vertically. Now, we're very familiar with centering it or right justifying it. As you can see here, numbers are usually right justified. Text is usually left justified, but we can left justify a number if we decide we want to, if it's not a specific format already. And we can left justify that number. These, in this next box over here in number, allow you to format each of the cells, and each of them have their own alignment already added to it. That's why I couldn't move it around with the left, right, and center justified. But like, for example, this one, I used the $sign here to turn it into a currency. Here I used the percent button to show what it looks like as a percent. And here I just added the comma button. Now, these two buttons allow me to take any number that I want to and either add decimal places to it or subtract decimal places to it, as you see them change in this box when I click on those buttons. Now, you have some styles that you can perform here, and you can insert or delete rows or columns by just highlighting a column. I never use these over here because it's so much easier when I'm highlighting it to right click. And I can insert or delete a column here, or when I click here and right click, I can insert or delete a row. It's just that easy. And in fact, when I right click, I also get most of my formatting tools up here. In fact, I get my font formatting tool, my alignment, a little bit of my alignment tools, and my number tools, all in one little dialog box here when I right click. So a lot of times I won't even mess with the ribbon up here. I'll just right click because it's so much more convenient. Coming over here, you have some editing tools. I have especially used this filter and sort menu a lot. Here's your find and select down arrow here, and you have a whole bunch of items that you would expect to see. Find and replace is on here. Go to a specific cell, go to a special format here, and then you can also go to different formulas and get a whole bunch of interesting information here as you can find or select different items. I've found this particularly useful to look for a formula once in a while. Where did I put this formula? Doggone it. And it'll take me right to that formula. You have your analysis button here, and you have different add-ins that you can add to Excel. And that pretty much rounds up what the home ribbon looks like. The insert ribbon actually has a lot of interesting fun stuff. Here you can insert shapes or icons or 3D models or pictures. You can have fun with all of those kind of things in your illustrations applet here. Your table applet will come back and have videos on pivot tables and making your tables look good once you've built them. And you've got pivot charts over here to be able to represent, but all kinds of recommended charts and other charts that you can see in your charts applet here. You'll come back to this repeatedly as you've already laid out your data and want to represent your data to various customers or clients or people that you want to share the information with. a lot of people can't digest just numbers on a page. So a lot of times putting them in a chart makes the numbers meaningful to the people that you're sharing with. A lot of other items that you can put in here too, including equations. Equations, when you're doing math and you're learning calculus or other things that have those weird symbols to them, you can actually add with your equation function here. So equations, of course, different than formulas, which we'll get to a bit later too. Now, page layout here, a lot of times you'll come here to do page size, orientation, whether it's portrait or landscape, margins. This whole area for page setup really refers to when you want to print a part of your page. And then, of course, you can scale to fit a particular page, like you want it on an 8.5 by 11, but it's putting a line extra down below or a column extra to the right. You can then scale your print product down so to the point where it can actually fit on a page. You can show your grid lines, or you can show or view headings. You can do all kinds of things in your page layout. You'll come to here about 5% of the time, where insert will probably be 20% of the time and home will be another 75% of the time. The others over here are useful when you need them. You've got formulas here where you can input formulas and look at all your financial formulas or your logic formulas or date time formulas. All of those can be retrieved from here and get some good education on all of these. This is where you'll mess with your data and in your more complex data analysis, or when you need to get data from a web source or from a text source or various different things. We'll have videos that show how to import and how to bring in data from the web and how to connect data to other data sources. We'll have fun with that later on too. When you need to refresh your data, you can do that here. You've got different data types that you can talk about here, and all kinds of different tools that realistically you need to understand each tool as we go, and we'll make sure we have videos on each and every one of those. So here's your review. If you need to review your worksheet to make sure that it works well, that it's got all the spelling out of it, that you've put all your statistics in line, various items there. You have a view menu here where you can view the normal view or page breaks. You can see the page breaks, how your print would look. You can see your page layout here, various items. This has to do a lot with your printing. And here you have a navigation pane that helps you get to various places in your workbook and various items all the way across here too. You can automate through recording your actions. Macros in Excel are actually VBA code. You can write your own VBA code with new script, or you can record various actions to start your script and then edit it as you need to. And of course, you have the wonderful, helpful Microsoft help if you ever care to use that. I don't very often. Too many jokes about that. Anyway, back to our home button. The next thing is this area up here. When you want to find something on the ribbon and you can't seem to find it on the ribbon, it's always useful to put it up here on your, what they call the quick access toolbar. Here you have some items that are already there, your undo, your redo, and save, and then it tells you whether your autosave is on or off. But you can also add other things by clicking the down arrow here. And while save is here, save as is not there. Sometimes save as is useful to have up there because sometimes you like to save a copy somewhere else if you have it saved on a OneDrive location that's auto-saving, or if you're not on a OneDrive location, sometimes you want to save a copy elsewhere, or any number of times that you would have need for save as. Well, save as isn't on this list, so you can come down here to more commands, and you can look through these lists of popular commands to see if save as is on here. And as we go down, yes, save as is on there, so I'm going to go ahead and add that. I'm also going to move it up here with these arrow keys. I'm going to move it right next to save there. Now you have a bunch of popular commands here, and a lot of times you'll find the more obvious commands here A lot of these are already duplicated on the ribbon, but what if you need something that's not on the ribbon? You have commands not on the ribbon, and you can look through this list to find things that might be useful to you and helpful if you put them up there, like the calculator. Let's go ahead and add the calculator here. I'm going to add it at the end because it's kind of an item that I like to have on the side, because sometimes I like to see what my values are going to be before I put a formula in there. So that's pretty cool. But there are times, though, when I need a command that's not in the commands not in ribbon and not in the popular commands, like one that I always like to put up there in all of my applications, and that is found clear in the S's. It is called switch. And so I'm going to scroll. See how big this is? I scrolled with my mouse scroller, and I just give up on that and have to grab it and pull it down, because this list seems to go on forever. It's amazing how many things that can be done here. So I want to switch windows. I always love to have that, because a lot of times you have multiple spreadsheets open because they're based on various different subjects, and sometimes you need to refer to them easily and quickly. So I always like to put switch windows up on the top. So when I click OK, now you see these extras that I put up there. Now I can get to my calculator really easy. I can switch windows really easy, and I could hit that Save As button when I need to have a copy put somewhere else. So it's really cool to have those at your fingertips or at your mouse button tip, so to speak. But anyway, so that is the grand tour. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope that you will hit that like button if you got some value out of this, so we can get it to other people, and subscribe to the channel, because we're going to create a lot more great content. Talk to you later.